Hi from Fort St. John. Let me show you how I got here. My name is Geraldine Sangalang and I'm the co-founder of Chatty Bear magazine, where we love discussing food and travel. In this series, we'll be telling the story of how I'm relocating from here, Greater Vancouver, Canada, and Amit is relocating from New Delhi in India, and we're moving to Dubai in the UAE to finally be reunited. We've got 16 weeks to go. Here's a look into my week. Earlier this week, I traveled 780 kilometers north from Vancouver to Prince George in British Columbia. Prince George is the largest city in northern BC. It's located on the traditional territory of the Lheidli First Nation. There's a variety of accommodations available in Prince George. Because my work was focused downtown this week, I stayed in the neighborhood. I booked the Hyatt Place Prince George, and this was my first time staying there. I wasn't a fan of the coffee maker in the room, which featured a plastic disposable tray which fit inside the machine. The machine itself was awkward to use, and the scent of the coffee produced from the machine didn't smell all that great. Unfortunately, the flavor really didn't match. It wasn't welcoming and I didn't enjoy the flavor. Alright, so the coffee's been brewed. To be honest, I don't really feel that great about trying it, about tasting it, but I tried it, I brewed it, so I feel responsible to at least give it a go. Alright. It's actually, when it was brewing, actually, the scent was pretty fragrant, but now that it's been completed, it does not smell appealing at all. I have a feeling it's kind of maybe the scaling solution that's being used, or whatever is leaving that little bit of residue in the brewer. I gotta taste it rather than just dumping it. Ugh, okay, I'll try it once. Well, the relief is that it's just very flat coffee. The gym in this hotel is more spacious than other hotel gyms in the neighborhood, and I appreciate the access to fresh filtered water found at the gym. As a newer hotel, it's particularly appealing to visit the pool, and while there isn't a hot tub available, this isn't a deal breaker for me. In the morning, a variety of hot and cold breakfast items are provided to guests. This helps start out the day without being rushed to find your morning favorites. It's wonderful to come downstairs and grab some fresh coffee or hot tea. Although construction is currently taking place across the street, where a new downtown swimming pool is being built, my stay was neither disturbed nor disrupted. I spent the evening wandering through downtown Prince George. While I've spent time in the city before, I've never had time to wander through this particular area. Most shops close no later than 5 p.m. these days, so I was mostly window shopping, amused at seeing both retro and modern styles, often within the same window. One local shop I was able to catch in the daytime is called Daydream Donuts Cafe. They're open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and create whimsical donuts like London Foggy Nights, a play on a London fog, and coffee shop classics including apple fritters. I can feel the crunch of all these sprinkles being crushed under my teeth. This is awesome. The hours are really hard to catch since the shop is only open from, I think it was 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad I was able to come in. Look how soft, oops, look how soft the dough is. Oh. This is the London Fog donut. I'm not really getting the London Fog flavor, but it's definitely very whimsical and very delicious. I suppose I can taste a little bit of no, I would be lying if I could say I could taste the bergamot or something like that, but London Fog is Earl Grey tea and vanilla. I definitely have the vanilla notes. I think the London piece is really just the fun sparkle, to be completely honest. I was advised that the flavor is there, but it's not quite, but delicious donut, I love it. Here are 3 tips for visiting downtown Prince George. Be aware of business hours. Many shops close by 5 p.m. downtown, but there are restaurants open much later. You can find these details easily online. Pick up dinner at lunchtime. I knew I wanted to check out Birch & Boar. It's a grocery store that specializes in in-house cured meats, hot meals, and locally made items. Rather than rushing in before they closed at 6 p.m., I stopped in during my lunch and picked up dinner. Research accommodations. There are a number of options available, including newer hotels. Some appeal to families, while others cater to those traveling for business. I enjoyed my stay, and I learned later on that this building used to be a Days Inn many years ago, but it's been completely renovated into a Hyatt. My next stop this week was Dawson Creek. There aren't any flights available directly from Prince George to Dawson Creek, so my travels took me back to YVR, the Vancouver International Airport, for a quick layover, then a flight up to Fort St. John. Classic Vancouver, it was pouring rain when I arrived, but the flight was smooth and comfortable. I'm often asked whether the smaller planes provide less legroom. I don't feel a significant difference, but it can be hard to find overhead storage as most people traveling north carry coats or avoid checking in luggage. I was very grateful to have my own row for this flight and found the little pretzels super amusing. I recently flew on Air Canada from Toronto to Vancouver, about a 5-hour flight, and while beverages were available, there were no complimentary snacks. This flight from Vancouver to Fort St. John was about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we received snacks and drinks. I arrived in Fort St. John after 10 p.m. and it was still light out. It wasn't daylight, but it wasn't pitch black on a May evening either, which was very comforting. In Fort St. John, I stayed at the Pomeroy Hotel and Conference Centre. Pomeroy Hotels is a Canadian-owned and operated hotel group with accommodations in BC and Alberta. The first hotel was built in 1941 in Fort St. John. I've enjoyed my stay at the Prince George Pomeroy Hotel, which is why I chose to stay at the Fort St. John location. I didn't realize this particular hotel is connected to a casino. I checked in on a Thursday evening, and while guests were loud in the lobby, the suite was very quiet. Clean and spacious, it's an older style. I learned later on that there's a second Pomeroy, the Pomeroy Inn and Suites, about a 5-minute drive away. I'd consider that location for the next time. A hot breakfast is also available at this location, including eggs, bacon, sausage, waffles, and oatmeal. They brew Starbucks coffee and provide Tazo tea, which goes great with a quick pastry. During this leg of my trip, I had a rental car to drive 75 kilometers from Fort St. John to Dawson Creek. I originally booked a sedan and was pleased to receive a complimentary upgrade to this compact SUV. When I called to book the rental, I explained I wouldn't be arriving until after 10 p.m. Since the airport and downtown Enterprise locations would be closed by then, the agent advised someone would pick me up from my hotel and drive me to the downtown location to pick up the vehicle. I was pleasantly surprised when I learned Enterprise staff would drop off the vehicle at the hotel by 8 a.m., allowing me to proceed seamlessly with my day. The rental included complimentary sanitizing wipes, and after a quick wipe down, I was on my way. The drive from Fort St. John to Dawson Creek took about 1 hour. It's a pleasant drive with a well-maintained highway. I was driving in the daytime and enjoyed the view. You're often surrounded by large trucks along the highway, but there are a number of passing lanes along the way. Through Pine Valley and Farmington. In the northeast region of BC, the highest population of residents live in Fort St. John and Dawson Creek, where approximately 7% of the locals are First Nations. Although I had a very busy day scheduled, I was able to rest at a nearby park to enjoy lunch. It was sunny and warm when I arrived, but it was pouring rain by the afternoon. Knowing I had a drive ahead of me, I didn't stick around as much as I would have liked to in Dawson Creek and headed back to Fort St. John in the afternoon. The next day, I drove back to the North Peace Regional Airport, YXJ. This was a Saturday morning, and while the rental office was still closed, I dropped off my keys in their secure slot and waited to board the plane. This was a very busy week for work and travel, but I love that. It was wonderful to connect with people in person and let my eyes see things they hadn't seen before or not for a very long time. The energy in northern BC is relaxed and patient. Everyone has their reason to be in the area, and you feel welcome to do whatever you came to do. Thank you for spending the week with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.